Hello race aficionados, I'm Colonel Failure and you're back with Motorsport Manager following the ever increasingly exciting performance of Bulldozer Power. Ever increasingly exciting, I suppose that works. Last time out we were in Milan and it went very badly. Our next race coming up in 24 days is the Tondela GP. We're looking forward to it, but I've got Motorsportif on the line and they want an interview. We've had some time to get used to the team now. What are your main worries at the moment? The car sucks. Our drivers suck. We don't have any money. Is there anything along those lines? Upgrading the HQ. I'm thinking long term. Come on, Kurt. Put your hand in your pocket. Put your hand in your pocket, Kurt. Fish out some more money. Kurt, of course, the owner and chairman of the team. Hard-fought win for Macht in Milan. I could not care less. So over in the mechanical department, we are still working on the reliability of our suspension, which was the cause behind an additional pit stop in the last race, which cost us, I suppose, one place in total. But getting that reliability up will help no end. Now, the big deal here, of course, is that Inez is such a terrible mechanic that she's pretty much ineffective. So we're working on one part at a time, which is not helping make us competitive in any fashion at all. But, you know, c'est la vie. We could stick one of our engines in, I suppose. There we go. 20 days before the race, if you've got everything. Really? 20 days before the race for a bit of extra performance. Talk to me about this. What do we need here? Acceleration, low speed corners, and top speed. Okay. Yes. It's tempting, is what it is. What if we did both engines? Because we could get both engines in on there, switch the mechanics around. 16 days before the race, we've got them both. What if we would have put... If we try and balance this out, can we get the reliability stuff done 7 days after the race? Ooh. Hold on. What if we go... If we did that, right, and then what if we switch them around that way? 64 days after the race. Switch them around that way. Let's see if we can by some careful jiggling 2 hours after the race. Well, that's no good at all, is it? 3 days before, 9 days before the race. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to get it done 10 days before the race, and then we will have everybody ramp over onto the reliability to see if we can get this suspension done. Probably a terrible idea, but hey, that's a strategy. So stopping by the chairman's office to have a look at the spreadsheet that brings us considerable joy. We are on target for the season. That's nice. However, we're not going to make the season at this rate because we're gonna run out of cash. We might, if I'm lucky, land a sponsor in a couple of races' time. So we've got 2 races left with these chaps. And then Maxwell's, we've got a couple of races left. Now Maxwell's, they paid us, they're paying us 150 grand a race. That's nowhere near enough. And Wanderluck have paid us a grand total of 100 grand. Rustjet have paid us $1 million. These guys have paid us 1.2 million. So Wanderluck really have been, they've been a bad sponsor. So we're going to need to try and screw him for some cash. And if we can't do that, we're going to have to go and talk to the chairman and see if he fancies, ponying up to try and keep us in business. Because obviously, if we run out of cash, then that's the ball game right there. That's the season. That's it. Done. All over. Take your ball and go home. So we should have our new performance enhancements done in 20 hours. Let's get that done now. There we go. It's done. The performance work is done. Let's go and get the mail. Yep, performance work is done. Right, good. Now I need you working on reliability. 7 days after the race. That's unfortunate. But we also get our new staff centre around the same time, which will be pretty good. to have a staff centre. I believe it allows the staff to develop better or do something. In fact, I don't know. I think I bought it because the price was right. But yeah, let's sling this new engines, which should be a little bit better. Performance is now 7. I believe the performance before was less than that. Faith's got the good. Yeah, that's also good. This is good. That's good. That's mediocre. So Faith's got a better car, without a shadow of a doubt. When it comes to acceleration, look, tiny little bit of better car there. Gearbox very reliable. Good, perfect, exactly what we want to see. So our staff centre has been, will be complete in an hour. We got 6 weeks still to go on the design centre, but the staff centre will be done in an hour. I'm told the staff centre will be done in an hour, or is it done now? I don't know what it's done. Okay, good. Oh, there it is. Look, it's over here. Right, staff centre. What do we got? Driver fitness improvement, focus improvement, staff centre improved staff stats. Beautiful. There we are. So I bought them somewhere where they can feel like they're at home, really develop their skills, and hopefully do something good for the team. So we're off to Tondela, and as always, we're going to target trying to finish 9th or above. It hasn't paid. I mean, it's paid off 1 or 2 times so far. If it pays off this time, that's good. If it doesn't pay off this time, well, what do you want from me? Faith suspension looks a little better now. Performance 4 of 43. That's not brilliant compared to the stock, which has a performance of 2 of 9. Okay, all right, I'll allow it, I suppose. We do need to jazz this up with a little bit of work shortly. The gearbox, however, is on 50 of 74. That's much more like it, and 100% reliability. It's quite the gearbox, friends. I could probably sell it and solve all of my performance woes. Anyway, we're going to get to the race, so stick around because it's going to be a belter. It's a good looking track, this one. Very twisty, very turny. It's going to favour the cars that handle those corners very well, coming out carrying as much speed as possible before really tearing it down the next straight into the following corners. I believe that my super gearbox could help with this quite significantly, but we're going to find out in relatively short order. We're going to go with the standard groupings. You know what? We need. Let's change the car setups here. Right, how are you looking? Downforce. I'm going to give you some more downforce because it's very cornery. Okay, have a bit more downforce, Mr. Gomez. Handling. I think you're going to need a bit of oversteer on this one. Let's increase, or rather decrease the suspension, and we'll shorten the gear ratios a touch. While you've got this nice big straight with a kink in it going down there, for the most part, I think you're going to want to get rolling, get going, get quick. What's the weather look like? Weather looks glorious. So we're going to go with the soft tyres. Do we think soft tyres are the way to go? I think the soft tyres are the way to go. As ever, Gomez will be our insurance policy in case Faith can't make any progress while she absolutely shreds the car. Let's change the setup for Faith. Give it just a bit more downforce as well. She wants quite a lot less oversteer, understeer rather. That doesn't feel right to me, but I'm sure she'll tell me. And then we'll set the gear ratio so she's got good acceleration. We'll figure that out. We're going to put her on super soft tyres, and let's see how they get on. So there we go. Both drivers now exiting the pits. We're gonna go with the same quick approach that we used in the last race. The second they give us any kind of feedback at all, we'll bring them in, so that we can get a feel for what needs adjusting on the car as quickly as possible. But we want them driving under racing conditions or racing stress on the car, let's put it that way, to see if we can't can't learn a bit about our motor early on. Gear ratios are good, according to Faith. But then, according to Faith, in the last race, everything was excellent about the car setup. And she ended up performing very, very badly, as did Gomez. So I almost, you know, it might almost be worth me ignoring everything they have to say. Needs more downforce. Okay, come on in. What are you feeling, Gomez? You got any news for me? Anything you want to say? Okay, yeah, I'm bringing you in as well. They're both saying that they haven't got enough downforce, so we'll bring them in. That said, with less downforce, I would expect them to be really thrashing it through the straights, but I guess not. So get in here. Speed balance, great. Handling, good. Okay, well, we'll loosen up the suspension a little bit more. Tighten up the suspension a little bit more. No, loosen up the suspension a little bit more. I'm convinced that oversteer is going to help them in this one, and then we'll give them a bit more wing. See, that's quite aggressive, and then we'll try and keep the speed balance about the same. Stints look good. Tyres look good for at least another run out there. Let's get them back out. Faith, meanwhile, is going to say something pretty similar, I'm fairly certain. Doesn't like the downforce. Yeah. Okay, you want more downforce. Alright. Well, you know, I've got more I can give you on that one. She's okay with the handling. See, look, the mechanic's saying more oversteer is the way to go. So, I mean, I'm reluctant to make the suspension that soft, but, you know, you listen to your mechanic. And you know what? I'm gonna allow that adjustment to see if she likes that any better. Right, okay. How are your tyres looking? Been better. Use the next set. Off you jolly well go. Okay, well, we'll see how they get on. Hopefully they can improve on the previous performance, but the key thing right now is getting a feel for, you know, are the cars set up correctly or not? Because that's the bit that matters when it comes to, you know, getting everybody very happy with their cars before they then go on to lose the race. So they both like the tweaks to the downforce, but we'll see exactly how that's rated. I want to bring them in probably this lap to get them out for a third go. What do we think? Bring them in, leave them out. Bring them in or leave them out. You've got to decide quickly. Bring them in. Yeah, we'll bring both drivers in and we'll get them going again. Right. Let's have a look. What have you got for me? Downforce, good. Handling, okay. Speed, excellent. Interesting. What you got? That was with more downforce. Yeah. Preferred the handling with less oversteer. Okay, right. Well, we can fix that. That's easy. Talk to me. Bit more still. All right. Toughen it up. Speed balance was fine, so if we just ease it that way, and then I think we take the downforce even further still. It's going to cost us in the corners. No, it's going to cost us on the straights, but the corners, it should make up for it. Race trim, yep. 3 laps, yep. All of this. Go back out on a fresh set of tyres. Might as well see what they are capable of. Faith, meanwhile, what have you got going on for me here? She's learned a thing or two, but is only okay with the downforce. Doesn't like the handling, but does like the speed balance. Well, aren't you a misery? What you got for me? She was okay with the handling with more understeer. Okay, right, well, let's do that then. Let's crank it all the way to there, ignoring the mechanic almost entirely. Let's get the acceleration more or less where it was, and then said the downforce was poor. Now it's okay. Clearly wants a bit more still. Well, I hope you know what you're doing. There you go. Let's pull that back to about there and send her back out. Tyres, yeah, have some new ones. Go, 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 go. Drive for all you are worth. And once again, and as ever, we shall put them onto a racing strategy. See what they can ascertain from the cars. They're both liking they're liking both the aerodynamics and the handling of the new setup. Whether that will translate into on-track performance or not, I don't know. But what I can see immediately is that Anthony is already having a better day than she had in the previous race. We're going to keep both drivers out now, given that we're near the end of the session. And we'll see if any final tweaks are going to make any help at all. Gomez likes the gear settings. Good. That's terrific. But there you go. So I mean, another mediocre practice session. Faith likes the handling. I don't like your position though, Faith. See, I mean, you know, you're 2.5 seconds off the pace. So not the most auspicious of finishes for Bulldozer Power, but that's okay. It's just practice session. Why do we practice? In order to get kind of better a little bit. Anyway, Charlie Martinez just saw Chris Shaw on Do Not Care. Melissa Ferrance, you're only a true fan if you watch the practice sessions too. I would say you're only an obsessive, but you know, as you were. Dog must be a bit disappointed with Do Not Care, and that was okay-ish from Bulldozer Power. I guess we'll find out their real pace on Sunday from Céline Aragona. Thank you, Céline. Race day, forecast is for sunshine. The drivers are ready. The track is ready. They're not ready. I need to tweak them up. If they were ready, we'd be starting. Yep, all of that. Just take both. You can have both. Do them both. Go, go, go. Light-footed, intermediate tyres. Don't care about intermediate tyres. The weather forecast is beautiful. All right, sunscreen expertise. That's what we need here. Right, let's have a look. We've got an excellent, great, great, and we've got an excellent, great, excellent. Okay. Right, what do we got here? Your handling's only great. All right, that's good. Let's go. I think we can afford even more understeer. Okay. If you say so. And then we'll adjust the gear ratio to see if we can't pull that back towards an excellent as well. That looks good. Right. Tyre choice. You can go. Who's this? Gomez. What are you doing on super soft? I don't want you on super soft. I want you on soft. All right. You're the insurance policy. Don't get ahead of yourself. Full fuel. It's going to be a two-stopper at the very least. This could be a race decided by the stop strategy. Let's change the setup a little here as well. Let's have a look. Again, it looks like a minor adjustment to handling may make a little bit of difference. There we go. That's a minor adjustment right there. Yeah. No. Yes. One more. There you go. That's it. That's your lot. That's your choice there, Faith. Now we've got 4 sets of super softs. Do you reckon you can make them last? I'm going to go with my usual routine of not giving you much fuel to start with, knowing that you're coming in relatively early. It always feels foolhardy, but you know, it's what we're going to do. No, that. and I want you hammering it from the get-go, because you know at this level we go big or we go home in last place. Very much hoping for a better position at the end of the race than we managed last time around. As we look at the grid, Andre, Swans, Steve Mush, Bird Dog, Saint Anthony on the third row there, and Vargan, Hans Doubles. I don't really care. Good drivers behind us on the grid. So Faith's first couple of laps really are going to dictate the pace of this race for Bulldozer Power. Gomez is in first. We have the green light, and we're on. Gomez obviously losing out on pole position in the first corner, but does manage to get it back. What we really need, though, is for Anthony to make good use of the instruction given to her to thrash the hell out of the car as quickly as possible. Gomez is very clearly not on pace as he drops down to third, fourth. But Anthony's now right behind him. I don't want to have to give him team instructions because the press hate that stuff. Here she goes, up the inside, good job. Anthony up into fourth. We are no longer watching Gomez. So if she looks like she's going to close the gap here, I might keep up with the very aggressive racing stance that we've got her on at the moment. Chris Shaw's got a drive through. Oh, what a shame that is. Come on, Anthony, let's go. Up the tempo as we head through this race. She is not competitive. She is just not competitive. So we're going to ease back a little bit to try and get maybe one more lap out of this opening strategy. She is competitive, or is she? She just set the fastest lap. Oh, now you're talking. This is the stuff. And she's her tyre wear is a little bit worse than those that we've got going on. There's a sector 1 yellow flag out. 00's crashed. That's a plastic, and Chris Shaw in the pits, presumably part of the drive-through fandango going on there. Garuda Racing has allowed General Mack to pass Milan Z using some team orders there. The fans don't like that stuff, but you know it's all part of racing. Meanwhile, we are staying in contention. 2.5 seconds. Well, there's Gomez losing another place. He let Moto through, and obviously with Gomez sat back there, he is potentially preventing people from catching up with Faith, who is going to need to pit in 2 to 3 laps time. But she's currently rocking in third. I don't think we're going to hold on to third for the entire race. I'd be very surprised if we did. But this is a positive start. Tyre degradation is really bad. Well, what do you want me to do about it? The only thing I can do is tell you to ease off, but I can't tell you to ease off. I need you racing. Where are we? 3 seconds off first. And her tyres are very much in line with that of the 2 drivers ahead of her, which is mostly Saint and Bird Dog, with his tail flapping in the wind. She's not far off that pace at all. 6 seconds ahead of Plastic, whoever that is, who's 1 place back. Gomez, meanwhile, down in 7th. Also not having a bad run, running a considerably more conservative setup. Faith with 4 laps worth of fuel left to go, 30% on the tyres. I think we'll try bringing her in a little early, maybe, to see if we can't capitalise on the other pit runs. Yellow flag in sector 1. There's another crash. Cybergal and Megahertz are both crashed out. All right, we're going to pit her as soon as possible. We'll put some fresh super softs on there. We'll top the fuel up. Give it just a little bit more fuel than she had last time round. But these super softs aren't really lasting that long. So maybe we drop it back by 1 notch. Tough to say. Anyway, all the parts look like they're in tickety-boo condition. Pit strategy, we will try a fast pit stop. If it goes wrong, then it goes wrong. Anyway, here we go. We've brought her into the pits. Meanwhile, we'll tell her just to, you know, use all the fuel in the... Oh, never mind. Right, expected to come out in 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 6th, 7th. Yeah, terrible pit stop. What a disaster. Once again, she's griping about the pit crew. Well, there you go. And all of the drivers who were rocking the soft rather than super soft tyres now capitalising on that early pit stop that's gone through. Playmoto just collided with Swan's plastic. Playmoto has got himself a penalty. Well, this is all good news. I mean, Gomez is now in 2nd place, 4 seconds off the lead. I would not have thought it possible, but we've had more than our fair share of luck as far as incidents on the track, and the fact that we're just holding people off. And remember, we only need to finish in 9th or better to get that all-important sponsorship bonus that will lead us to be able to stay in the series. I'm going to, you know, Anthony's not getting it done. I'm going to ease her strategy back down. We're going to follow Gomez, who is, well, let's face it, is fighting off General Mact, whose tyres are not in great nick. I think Gomez has got one more lap in him, and then we'll bring him in. But so far he's having a belter. General Mact, however, is also staying out. Well, that didn't come off then, did it? But, you know, it's all good. Trolley fodder out in 1st. Starting to struggle a little bit with... Yes, come on in. Come on in. Yes, the safety car's out. Come on in. Fuel options. Fill it up. Park condition. Everything looks adequate. Pit strategy. We'll go for a slightly higher, more that. There we go. We're going to do that. Do we want Faith to pit? Yes, we do. We'll bring Faith in as well, and we'll put her out on a fresh set of super softs. Juice it back up. Again, around the 9 lap mark seems to have gone well for her so far. The parts are fine, and again, we'll do a balanced stop here as well. So. There's one lap left on the safety car, so the top of the top of the order is going to move around a fair bit, as I imagine quite a few drivers are going to come in. Just ignore it, you're coming in. Gomez is in, and he's out. He's back out. Gomez is back out in 5th overall, but that's not so bad. That's not so bad. Anthony down in 9th, but they're both on fresh setups, and you've got Milan Z and V Hagen, but neither of whom opted to come in, and hopefully we can capitalise on that to the tune of 2 places at least. Managed to come out with the safety car still in place. This could work in our favour quite distinctly, as we are now over a 1/3 of the way through the race. We'll just have to see. Do I tell Anthony to put a foot down? No, I think we'll keep it safe. We won't do anything to make things any worse. But with 5 drivers crashed. This is all going reasonably well, and obviously, you know, cars crashing is what we want to see, as long as they're not our cars. Has Gomez got the cojones to capitalise on the traffic being bunched up? I'm gonna give him instruction to not save his fuel and go straight for an overtake if he gets the opportunity. There we go, back under racing conditions, and oh, that's messy. Gomez immediately dumps a place like a champ, and he's battling his teammate, which is also not what we want to see at all. Come on, stay with him, Gomez. You know, if I'm going to have to put up with you being on the team for the rest of the season, then you can, you know, get some stuff doing. Anthony there has been issued a drive-through penalty and has broken a flaming wing. Oh, for crying out loud. Well, that's pretty disastrous. She's going to have to come straight back in. Fuel options, yeah, do that. What about the tyres? Might as well switch them up. Could try and how many laps have we got left? 15 or 32. We've got 2 stints left to rock. We'll go with. She can keep on the one she's got. Fuel options. We've added more fuel. In fact, let's not add that much because she's going to have to come in fairly soon. Park condition. Fix the flipping wing. Pit strategy. Well, whatever. Faith there. Not doing ourselves any. Not doing anyone any favours. So now we do have to put all our faith, as it were, in Gomez. I just need him to hold into 9th place overall, and we're on a winner. Trolley fodder out in first. His tyres are on the way out. He's going through tyres like a fat guy goes through hot dogs. We'll tune his engine down a little bit. He's just not that good a driver. That's the problem. Faith's out in 10th. That's okay. That's okay. We can do something with 10th. 10th can finish higher. Gomez has got 8 seconds over Milan Z, who is the next driver on the track. Quite why we're having this argy-bargy with flaming back markers is beyond me. They should be giving him all the space in the world to get his race on, but they're not doing that at all. General Max there just set the fastest lap of the race. That's the stuff. Go on, Gomez. Go on. Go on. Who's this? That looks like one of ours. What's going on in there? I don't really understand. There's definitely some driving happening. We're down to 9th. Perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. Gomez, why are you driving so bad? So Gomez is in 9th. Anthony is the next car back in 10th. And then Moto is 40 seconds behind that. So we do have 9th place locked down, providing there is no disaster in the future. But Anthony's already had 4 pit stops. She's going to come in again in a couple more. And it leaves us questioning just what might have been had it not been for that collision that caused her first the drive-through penalty and then having to go back in to get that part replaced. And I think had I been a little quicker on the draw, we might have been able to kind of double tap that and make it only 1 stop instead of 2. But hey, that's life. Tyre wear not helping your lap times, says Faith. We're going to have to bring her in. There's no 2 ways about it. Tyres down to 18%. It's got to be done, eh? Let's have a look and see how she's all alone on the track. So with the car in good condition, she could be absolutely flying at this point. Obviously, she isn't. We'll go back for the super softs, drag it back up for 9 laps. What have we got left? 12 apparently. Yeah, 11 laps remaining after the pit stop. We can swap on the soft tyres, I suppose. Yeah, not having to pit again is probably the better call. So we'll go for softs. Fuel, we'll just tank it right up, fill it up. Pit strategy. Let's try and do this one quick and not hose it. The parts, apart from the engine looks a little dubious, but other than that, I'm not going to do anything about it. Let's do it. So Gomez has got a pit stop coming up, along with the other soft format tyres of P. Ruto and General Macht in 1 and 2, and he's going to be pitting at around the same time as then. Yeah, there aren't many cars that have only had one stop still in the race. I think he's got enough to get round once more. See if we can't get something out of that before bringing him in. Faith exited in 10th place, which is very solid. The question is whether she's got the fuel to be able to complete the race. Gomez, meanwhile, we're going to bring him in. We're going to definitely fill him up for the remainder. 13, I think 12 will probably be enough. Park condition, pretty good. Pit strategy, chance it. So having Faith in 10th actually provides a reasonably good cushion, especially since the drivers immediately behind Faith all have to go in for another pit stop. As mentioned, it's simply a question of whether she's got the fuel, the tyres, to be able to stay out for the duration now. I really do not want to be bringing her back in again. But there we are. Gomez now is out on the fresh stuff. He's a whole minute ahead of Faith. And it's tempting to get one of them to ease off a little bit, just to make sure that we get to the end of the race. It's telling me that both drivers have got excess fuel. I don't believe that in the slightest. But I reckon that both Bird Dog and My Left Knee Hurts and Trix and Ruto are going to have to come in. So Gomez potentially could pick up a couple of places during those pit stops. It's going to be fun to find out. Mush in 12th is in the pits now. That's good, allowing one of the plastics to pick up space. And the plastics are 90 seconds behind Faith Anthony. What are we looking at here? 7 laps to go. I'm going to ease her off just a touch to try and make sure that her car can get through the rest of the race. I mean, I can afford to bring her in, but I'd rather not. Switching back over onto Gomez. He is 8 seconds behind V. Hagen, who won't be coming back in again. My Left Knee Hurts and Bird Dog will be coming in anytime soon. And there's a 20-second gap there. If they have a disastrous pit stop, we're making bacon. But with the field spread out in the way that it is, it's almost a formation finish, assuming I've got my calculations right. Tyre temperatures feel really high. All right, save them. There we go. Gomez is up into 7th. His highest position at this stage of the race all season long. Bird Dog still to go in. P. Ruto might stay out. Which would work very nicely for us. Although, admittedly, he is 50 seconds ahead, so he can probably go out and back without it costing too much. Trix is going to overtake on the super soft compound. Your engine feels down on power. Hold the car together, Anthony. Hold the car together. A 7th place finish would be nice, but, 9th or better is all we really need. We've got the cushion for that to happen. Just don't screw it up, people. And that's the story of our season so far, really, is instead of, do your best, gang, try and win me the game. No, it's don't screw it up. Try and hold this stuff together. And if I pushed Faith and she had the fuel and the tyres to do so, knee hurts is well within reach. But she would really have to be, you know, absolutely thumping it. And there is only a couple of laps to go, so I think this is quite possibly the position we're going to end up in. Fingers crossed. Certainly do not want to end up outside the sponsor payday window that we're currently sat in. It's all about the Benjamins now, keeping enough cash in the team in order to stay in the season. Playmoto's given up on life, having a pit stop. Drops another place. Steve Mush there, the last remaining racer. Andre Gomez with the blue flag as a General Macht overlaps him. The General there clearly having an absolute storming weekend. Definitely getting it done. Well, I can't complain too much about the performance of Bulldozer Power. We have both finished in the top 10. That's a good place to be finishing. Gomez there locking in 8th. Very pleased with that as a result for Gomez. Faith Anthony clearly going to be feeling the pressure now. She is no longer a certainty to stay on the team, given that Gomez is the flamboyant dressed with his own fashion line. Yeah, position 10 is a nice one, Faith. Gomez got 8th though. You want to be top driver, you need to do better than that. I'm just saying. General Macht representing Canada there. Finished top of the standings. Perfect. So as we look at the tyres, these happened. There you go. There's me pit setup there. Yep. Okay. Got everything you want out of that? Thought so. Obviously, scrutineering, nothing to fear on that front. Car is squeaky clean. Pretty satisfying result. 13 points for Gomez and another 11 for Faith. Had a drive-through penalty. Yeah, it's amateur hour, clearly. I think the confidence there, clearly excessive. Andre moves up from 20th up to 18th. I don't believe he's going to stay there. But that's pretty good. And that should have a positive impact on our position. We are now only 4 points off Octane Racing. Won't that be something if we can secure 8th place of 10? So turning our attention to the social media here, at Firebird MRT, build a better car for Hans 00, double exclamation mark, hashtag pathetic, whatever. Swans Plastic was a really good result at Tondela today. Got to keep pushing for a win. Alright, you keep doing that. You Swans, you just do what you got to do. The UKSN, Victor Keller reporting lots of excitement for General Macht's win, but don't forget about Bulldozer Power. They look strong. Hashtag contenders. Hashtag we paid for this commentary. So disaster after the race. We've gained 20% of morale for Gomez, who had a belter. He's improved his relationship with his pit crew, which is also positive, but he has lost all of his fitness, and we've got a new personality trait. Having had an accident, his fitness has been wiped out, and as you can see, he is now wearing a neck brace. That's far from ideal. We gained a little bit of marketability, which, given that we've got sponsorship negotiations coming up after the next race, is the kind of thing we definitely need. What's the new unlock there? Yeah, intermediate tyres. Brilliant. There we go. So we came out of the race having lost 216,000 of your pounds, largely thanks to the sponsorship having actually paid off a bit there. Now our upkeep is going to be ticking up now, because we now have a staff centre. but hopefully that will help us develop our team in a more compelling fashion. So there we go. So meanwhile, in the World Championship itself, 6T Rog finished top. P-Shoot, who has been leading for the entire season, comes second, and Jack Snaggles, a very respectable third place, taking him to 9th overall in the season. We're some way from competing in the World Motorsport Championship, but it's good to keep an eye on that stuff. Meanwhile, it's a Garuda Racing 1 and 2 for General Mact and Milan Z, with P. Ruto for Vexala in 3rd. I'm quite pleased with the result. It can only help but to drive us forwards towards greater success in the future. We've got reliability improvements coming up in just 5 days' time, and we'll be pushing on from there to hopefully take a decent result in the Ardennes. Vexala Motorsports, whatever. Car condition is all broken. An interview for the Gazzetta dei Motori. Let's see what they have to say. Faith Anthony ran straight into the back of Steve Mush today, who told us Anthony shouldn't be allowed to race after that. She's an idiot. Steve Mush is the idiot. He should get out of the way. He has a point, or accidents happen. No. Stuff you, Steve Mush. Oh, he's got a personality trait. The driver will not even discuss terms with us. Well, there we go. So he's not going to talk to us at all. You know what? I don't care. Andre's got neck problems. He's got some neck problems. Doctor says not too serious, but it'll take a little while to recover. Okay, he's got a dodgy neck for 8 weeks. I'm still going to be able to race, but I'm not going to be myself. What? Wildly erratic and you know, largely disappointing. You know what? I might bench you. How much you cost me per race? 220 grand. I can save some money by putting my backup driver on, you know. Yeah, we'll see if that happens. Dramatic race in Tondela ends with a Mac win. Yep. Milan Z. Yep. P. Ruto. Yep. Garuda Racing. Yes. There we go. That's all the news that is fit to print. The car's repaired. We're going to get some parts on the go. Start prepping for the race in the Ardennes, and I hope to see you there. So chuck a like at this one if you enjoyed it. And subscribe to ensure you don't miss out on the rest of this thrilling season. And I'll be back very soon with some more of the same. I'll see you soon. Cheerio.